Well, we had an off day, a much-needed little break. I think the guys came back yesterday with a lot of energy and enthusiasm about what we need to do to continue to improve. I thought there were some big improvements, intensity-wise, ball pressure-wise, and just energy about playing a full game and rooting for each other, pulling for each other, doing some of the things that we need to do to win and get back on track. I think that was on a lot of guys' minds, and got back to work yesterday. Had a really good practice, so each day a step in the right direction so far.
You guys had a couple games within that losing streak where you felt like you made some improvements, but it seemed like the next time out you might have taken a step back a little bit. How did the guys come back yesterday from that mindset? How do you try to help them avoid that Thursday at the row?
Well, we watch tape. We talk about it a lot, and then you go out and practice, and you practice what you need to work on. I think in Southern Illinois we really improved the all-out effort. We didn't quite finish it, but we didn't beat ourselves down the stretch. I thought in the North Texas game we had a couple times to extend the lead, and we're not quite understanding that we got to get a shot every time down. We can't turn it over and give the other team some confidence to get back in the game. And obviously, when we got to lead, we got to keep the lead with our offense and make sure we at least get a shot and a chance at a second shot. So the turnovers at key times are hurting us. The decision-making at key times is hurting us. We watched a lot of tape from those games yesterday and came out with a lot of focus on special situations in practice, as well as overall intensity on defense and getting more aggressive on the offensive end. Working on our drive offense so that we're getting better defensively.
We talked about, you mentioned the leadership, I guess, needed to improve. Now, since, kind of getting back on track with that win, how do you kind of see maybe Jeremy, AJ, some of those seniors with their leadership?
Well, I think a lot of guys are talking more than ever. I think when you're going through those tough times, you sit around, you talk about exactly what is getting us beat. As a coaching staff, you have to dissect it. You watch tape a lot. You see all the little things. You talk about it. And then you give the players a chance to get stuff off their chest and talk about what they know in their hearts what's wrong. And every one of them is pointing to our defense. And then we got to get back to the drawing board. And like I've said this before, the last couple of weeks it's been hard to practice. We haven't been able to practice. So you come back, and I think after or before the Southern Illinois game, we had a terrific practice. We went out with a great mindset in that game. After the North Texas game, we had a really good practice going into the New Orleans game. And after the New Orleans game, we had a really good practice. Now we're going to be able to string together one today, one tomorrow. So excited about the steps that we're going to be able to take defensively with our habits. But I do think the guys, leadership-wise, are stepping up and talking and coming to the realization of what we need to work on and then putting it into motion in practice.
And some of the discussions you guys have had with the players or that you've had as a team as a whole, have the players mentioned anything that they felt like needed to change that maybe was not something you guys had talked about before you met?
Well, first of all, I'm the captain of the ship. I got to take a lot of responsibility for how we're playing, where we're at, and it's important for me to do that and express that. And then, the guys did a good job the other night kind of talking a little bit each, and each taking a little bit of ownership and talking about not only, hey, I haven't done this or I haven't done that, but, hey, what do I have to do from here on out? And what can you guys expect from me from here on out? I told the guys I'm all in. The only focus is this basketball team and this program right now, and that's going to be that way the rest of the year. And a lot of the players kind of jumped in with that same line of thinking that whether it be, guys getting too down on themselves, guys not feeling like they were being vocal enough, guys not bringing it every night and being consistent. Everyone kind of had something to say, and I was excited to hear everybody's opinion. But I think once you say it, you're a little more accountable for it, and I think that stuff helps.
Yeah, we talked to AJ a little bit earlier about big picture stuff. He talked a lot about taking things one game at a time now for the rest of the senior season. Do you think did they lose focus on that one game at a time thing, especially during that streak where it seemed like a lot of guys were trying to those head-point shots and do too much at once maybe?
I think so. I think you think it's just going to happen sometimes, and you can get away from the fundamentals of what make you good. And college basketball is not a huge margin for error. There's not many teams that can just show up and not put together a good effort and win. There's really not. I mean, you could see it at any level. You could see Cornell play Kansas. You could see a lot of teams, a lot of different teams, and you have to be focused every night. We haven't been focused every night finishing games out. We have not. We've gotten away from what has made us the Hilltoppers, to be honest. Our tenacity, our defense, our togetherness. We got to have good chemistry on the court, and we have to understand that every night you got to bring it. And we've gotten away from that, but we're on our way back to that mindset. I think you really have to have a mindset. I told the team yesterday we're 9-3 at home. We're 1-7 on the road. Now we're way better than 1-7 on the road. We have to understand. Go in with a mindset. We enough being the hunted. We got to go out and hunt now. We got to be hungry and understand that, once again, this is up to us. How we finish this thing out is completely up to us.